Now eliminations play a key factor in BFDI. I honestly feel like that's what makes BFDI great. Sure, there are some unfair ones, like tennis ball elimination in BFDI and teardrops elimination in BFDIA. I feel like those eliminations are unfair. I will be focusing on BFB eliminations. I would do TPOT when more eliminations happen and such. So let's start. Li's elimination was very dumb, considering the only implication that she bad was hurting teardrop. And that's really it. It's dumb considering Pi wasn't really in BF before, and if I'm gonna be real, Pi could have went and nothing would change. Pi's good, but I feel like Li is much better. It's such a shame since she was gonna escape in BFB 16 and they chose not to do that. Why? Honestly, I think I speak for a lot of people when I say we rather seen Li in TPOT than price tag in TPOT or Death Pact again. Obsess over preventing death. It's pretty stupid. I feel like had this been vote to save, it would have been a much different situation. What else? I feel like people want her back, and with the exit being shown in TPOT 1, I feel like they could just have her do more. Same case with Pi, where her elimination was very dumb. I would argue Black Hole should have went in TPOT 2, but anyways, we are spending way too much time on this. Pencil elimination wasn't even a slight bit unfair since they derailed her intentionally so she could be a first boot. I have no idea why they chose to make her so unlikable. Sure, Pencil was a bit of a jerk in BFDI and BFDI, but like not to this point of rude. Honestly, I feel like the fact Bubble played a bit of a part in Pencil and Match's elimination is a bit sad. I feel like Pencil going only did one good. It means they could have room to have Match do stuff without her. Pencil was a great character in BFDI and BFDIA. Heck, she won Total Fiery Island, and it took her a while to get one vote. I honestly think she's still funny. She's just meh. In BFB, honestly, in BFDI and BFDIA were her highlight seasons. IDFB doesn't count since we only got one episode to see. Hopefully the writers bring her back. Being fixed, Pencil was one of the best things about BFDIA. Honestly, Freeze Mar the team carried BFDIA. Meanwhile, her being the first to go was just done to make a first boot, cause why not? The only really post-split elimination on this list, Balloony. Balloony is only on here because while I think there's more unfair eliminations, his didn't really make sense to me. At least Cloudy got to do a bit more in TPOT. I feel like it was most due to the new vote to save system. He was on a team of fan favorites. I don't get why. They should have had the have-nots up for elimination. And they probably would have. Effects didn't land on the spot where loser was on. I don't know. I don't think anyone on have-cots was bad. Besides Leafy and maybe Bubble. I don't know. It's pretty weird. Have not had more bad characters like Loser and Taco wasn't faring better. I feel like if either of those went, I wouldn't have cared. Balloony would have survived more if it was vote to eliminate and not vote to save. Thankfully he got to shine more in BFB 29 and BFB 30, hopefully if there's a season 6 of some sorts, the writers actually remember to give him more to do and don't actually make his team lose early or something. Match elimination was very unfair. I feel like they tried to do more with Foldy, but it doesn't really work considering she was never like that before BFB. And the writers must have known that people wouldn't have liked Match after she basically yelled at Bubble and bullied her at times. The writers had to known at some point that this stuff would have made Match more hated by the community. I mean, she did get more votes than Foldy did in the BFB 13 popularity poll, so that's something. But I don't know. It seems like the writers just should have stopped cutting arcs and basically focused on what people like about Match. She works a lot on her own, unlike some characters. Who knows and who really cares about Foldy? She didn't get any fans after doing this. I feel like this did more bad than good for Foldy since it made Foldy look petty. I feel like what they should have done is have Match more involved and not have Vance lose a second time. Considering teams like Death Pact and Free Food never lose again, it's not like it's impossible for Yance to be one of these teams. Beep and Team Ice Cube are the only teams to lose 3 times, which is better than Death Pact again already, I guess. Justice for Match. I think Stapy's elimination is the most unfair considering he didn't do anything wrong besides cheat, which I feel like the writers should have not have him cheat. The writers did a horrible job with his elimination. He cheats and that's why he goes. Honestly, it would have been funnier if he just guessed the answer by sheer dumb luck. That would be funny. I think the losers or Death Pact should have lost a second time. I mean, pie going would be fine by me. And honestly, the losers wasn't a great team in the slightest. Like some of the characters like Eggy and Clock were good, but they were just boring as a whole. I don't like the S as much in Teapot, but they got better members. Anyways, on topic, Stapy should have rejoined over Spongy or Loser. Cause at least he had fans. Spongy didn't really have fans after BFB 15. And Loser was bad enough to begin with. I feel like that's just them. Leafy was worse, and it's unfair how she rejoins while Stapy or Pencil doesn't. It's very stupid. What else? Honestly, I think he would make Foldy a whole lot better in the long run. Now Teapot and Post Split have improved the system with Vote to Save. Cause characters that are hated like Lollipop and maybe Pillow can last longer, and it works. Honestly, all of these eliminations besides Balloony's were just from pre-split and Vote to Eliminate, so maybe that's just me. I will probably do a video on fair eliminations.